Hey everyone, welcome to That's Good Denver. I'm your host, Chris Romeo. And sorry I have not posted in about a month. Last time I posted, I was actually in Arizona, where I lived for 2 years. But yeah, I haven't posted in a month. I've been really busy over Christmas break. I had an online class and I was working a part time job at the time. So yeah, I was really busy and kind of just had to make uh, priorities first with working. I was working at a steakhouse, and then I was doing my personal finance online class, and I passed with a B minus, so that's good. And yeah, I'm on my second semester of senior year coming up. Really just started this week, and yeah, hopefully it's a good semester. I won't be graduating this semester because I have to take an extra semester because I'm taking a prereq for the last two classes, part of my major. Most of you that know me probably know about that. But anyways, in this video I'll be doing the NFL playoff predictions, and I'll be predicting who I think is gonna go all the way, each score, each game, and I'm gonna break down what I think will happen and how these teams in the playoffs right now have been doing. And to update you guys, the Broncos, they were looking good for a while. They were 7-6. They won 5 in a row to make it 6-5, but they lost 3 out of the last 4. And that loss to the Patriots pretty much ended their season. That was a horrible loss. That's on coaching. We made some bad mistakes in that game, including a kickoff that was fumbled and scored in the end zone, and we fell behind 23-7. We even came back. Russell Wilson threw 2 touchdown passes to come back and tie it at 23. And then we lost on a field goal. That pretty much ended our season. Broncos finished 8-9. Broncos weren't bad this year, honestly. I mean, it's another losing season on the resume ever since Peyton Manning. But there's definitely potential with this team. Although Russell Wilson does sound like he's going to get traded, which is very unfortunate. I don't know why the Broncos are looking at trading him, because he had a much better year this year, and the Broncos' defense was the issue this year, and their defense was really good last year. So it's always something with the Broncos, but at least you got the Denver Nuggets, who are the reigning, defending NBA champions, and you got the Avalanche, who are number 3 in the West. But anyways, let me get into these playoff predictions. So this is a wild card round. Round 1, in the AFC side, we got the Steelers playing the Bills. So the Bills, after a slow start to the season, Josh Allen got off to a slow start, has really picked it up. Their offense has looked good all season. Their defense has straightened up over the last 5 weeks. And, the Bills are looking really good right now. I mean, they should be feeling really good to get the 2 seed for how their season was going. They looked like they wouldn't even make the playoffs towards the end of the year, but they got in and they won their division to get the 2 seed. And the Steelers, they got in. They have a great coach in Mike Tomlin, and not the best team, honestly. They have a pretty good defense, but TJ Watt won't be playing. And the Steelers' offense is not really that good, I don't think. I don't think you can make a logical argument on the Steelers beating the Bills here, so I am taking the Bills here. I think it's going to be a blowout, kind of. Final score, I got Bills 34 and the Steelers 14. Say 34-14, Bills dominate, they move on to the second round. Then you got the Dolphins taking on the Chiefs in the wild card round. This is going to be a really good matchup, I think. The Dolphins, they started off really good. They scored 70 points against the Broncos. They had a record-setting offense to start the year. Then they kind of took a step back towards the end of the year. Tua kind of wasn't himself in a lot of the games down the stretch, or in a few of the games. But the Dolphins' offense is still really good. And the Chiefs, on the other hand, they started off really slow. They did not start off really slow. They started off very good. They were 7-2 at one point, and they kind of took a step. They kind of didn't play that well down the stretch for about 4 or 5 games. It looked like they weren't even going to possibly win the division at one point. But yeah, they were struggling. Mahomes has had a down year, that's for sure. I mean, Mahomes has had statistically decent numbers, but Mahomes just hasn't been himself this season as good in years past. I could see this game going either way, honestly. I could see the Dolphins winning this game. I want to pick the Dolphins to win, but the Chiefs are at home. They're the better team, and I think the Chiefs will win this game. I wouldn't be surprised if the Dolphins win, but the Chiefs win this one. As you know, you never can count out the Chiefs. Final score, I have the Chiefs winning 27-24 on a game-winning field goal at the end. I think this is going to be a great game. That means the Chiefs will play the Bills in the wild card round. Next up, you got the Browns taking on the Texans in Houston. I think this is going to be another great game. Joe Flacco has played very good down the stretch. I thought Joe Flacco was washed, but he has played really good in these games down the stretch, throwing up a bunch of touchdown passes. Last time the Browns actually played the Texans just a couple weeks ago, and Joe Flacco picked the Texans' defense apart. And the Texans, they've looked really good this year, honestly. I did not expect the Texans to be as good. I was not expecting them to win the division, but the Jaguars choked. And, Browns-Texans, I could also see this game going either way, but for how well Joe Flacco played against the Texans last time, this is tough, because C.J. Stroud has had a better year, but Joe Flacco, I guess, has more experience, and C.J. Stroud is a rookie, so that's why I'm taking the Browns. I would not be surprised if the Texans win this game, but I'm going to take the Browns here. Final score, I have Browns 27, Texans 26. I think it's going to be a close nail-biting game, and the Browns will move on. And the Browns will move on in the second round to take on the number 1 seed Baltimore Ravens. Next up, you got the Packers taking on the Cowboys in Dallas. The Cowboys, they have looked really good all year. Their defense has played very well. Their offense has shined. CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott. Well, CeeDee Lamb, for my fantasy team, has had a record-breaking season, and Dak Prescott has developed some good chemistry with him. The Packers, they squeaked into the playoffs, beating the Bears, and they looked pretty bad for a while, but then they pulled it together at the end and won the games that counted most to get them in. I don't see how you can make a logical argument that the Packers win this game. I think the Cowboys win by a lot. Final score, I got Cowboys 38 and the Packers 17. And the Cowboys will move on to the second round. Next up, you got the LA Rams taking on the Detroit Lions in Detroit. The Rams have had a bounce-back year. They had a really bad year last year, and they just won the Super Bowl 2 years ago, so you also can't count them out. And Matthew Stafford has played very well. Him and Cooper Kupp seem like they have it back. The Rams have honestly been pretty good this year. The Rams are a team that slept on a lot, I think. The Lions, they've had a great year, an outstanding year. The first time they won the division in 30 years. Jared Goff has been going crazy. Their offense has been insane. Their defense has stepped up. They have an all-around really good team. That's why I just think the Lions win this game. I think it will be close, but I just think, I don't think the Rams are going to win this game. Final score, I have the Lions winning 24-17. Rams defense will give Jared Goff some problems, but Lions win there. And I got the Lions and Lions and the Cowboys playing in the divisional round. And then last wild card game, you got the Eagles taking on the Bucks. The Eagles, they did not have a hangover from losing the Super Bowl last year. They came out really strong, 8-1, but they lost some games down the stretch they should not have lost. They lost to the Cardinals at home. They lost to the Giants, even though Jalen Hurts did get hurt. They lost to... they just didn't play that well down the stretch. Meanwhile, the Buccaneers, they've had a surprise year, honestly. I expected them to be pretty bad, but Baker Mayfield has went off. He has had a really good season. I could see the Bucks winning this game in a way, but I think the Eagles win. I think the Eagles win a close one, honestly, but because the Eagles have not been playing well down the stretch, and the Bucs got into the playoffs, and I was hoping the Saints would get in the playoffs because my roommate Dylan is a Saints fan, but it's okay because the Broncos and the Saints both missed the playoffs. But anyway, I'm gonna take the Eagles to win here. Final score: I got Eagles 24, Bucs 20. And the Eagles will make it to the divisional round to face the 49ers. Then next up you got the divisional round between the Browns and Ravens. This should be a pretty good game, I say. Joe Flacco, he's played well down the stretch. I think I don't know if he'll play as well in the playoffs, honestly. But the Browns got an all-around good team, and meanwhile, the Browns have stepped it up big this year. They lost Nick Chubb, which is a huge injury, so I was not expecting them to be a 5 seed. But the Ravens have been absolutely insane this year. Their defense is really good. Lamar Jackson is having an MVP type season, and he's developed some good chemistry with Odell Beckham. I think this will be a decent game, but I do got the Ravens winning this one. Final score, I got Ravens 30, Browns 20. And I got the Baltimore Ravens hosting the AFC Championship game. Not a surprise. Then you got a showdown in the, I meant to say divisional round, but you got a showdown in the divisional round between the Chiefs and the Bills. Classic game over the last 5 years in the playoffs. Chiefs not as good this year. Patty Mahomes having a down year. The Bills are a better team, I think. Josh Allen is playing very well. They're a more stable team. The Bills are at home. I could see the Chiefs winning because you can never count them out, but I do think the Bills win here in a good game. Final score, I got the Bills winning 31-24. And then I got the Buffalo Bills heading to the AFC Championship game to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Next up, you got the Eagles taking on the 49ers. The 49ers have a very good run game. Christian McCaffrey has been going insane, and Deebo Samuel having a good year. They got a great receiving score, and the 49ers got a deep receiving core in Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, and Brock Purdy has not played bad this year. He's still young, but he hasn't played bad. So that's why I have the 49ers winning here. And I don't even think it's going to be that close, honestly, the way the Eagles and Jalen Hurts have played down the stretch. So I got the 49ers winning here 34-20. Does that even look like a 34? Shoot. Anyway, yeah, that's 34. Either way, I got the 49ers winning big, and the 49ers will host the NFC Championship game. Next up, you got the Detroit Lions taking on the Cowboys in Dallas. Like I said, the Lions have had a very good season. Cowboys' defenses play well. These two teams actually played each other towards the end of the season, and the Lions should have won that game on that 2-point conversion. That guy reported in, I thought. And, the Cowboys, or the Lions got screwed in this game. That was a very good game. Came down to the wire. I was surprised the Lions wanted to go for 2 so bad at the end there. But that being said, I got the Lions winning this game. I mean, the Cowboys got a great team. They got a great defense. But I got the Lions winning here. Final score, I got Lions 27 and the Cowboys 24. And I got the Detroit Lions heading into the NFC Championship game, and a chance for them to go for their first Super Bowl. Before that, we got the AFC Championship between the Buffalo Bills and the Baltimore Ravens. The Bills getting the 2 seed, I have them going to the AFC Championship game, which would be great. And the Baltimore Ravens, I think I think the Ravens definitely have an all-around better team. Their defense has been a lot better. The Bills' defense hasn't been that great this year. They've had some injuries, don't get me wrong, but I could honestly see the Bills winning this game. I've always had the Bills going to the Super Bowl the last several years, or like the last 2 years. But yeah, I want to take the Bills in this game, honestly. I want to. I don't know who I want to win this game. You know what? The Ravens. Lamar Jackson has not shown up that well in the playoffs at times. He is an MVP, but it's one game, and I say the Bills go back to this, or I say the Bills go to the Super Bowl this time. I've said it the last 3 years that the Bills go to the Super Bowl, and they've always disappointed, but I got the Bills winning this one in a great game. Final score, it's going to be a good one, but I got Bills 37. I got Bills 37 and the Ravens 33. It's going to be a great game. And I got the Buffalo Bills heading to the Super Bowl because they have played very well down the stretch, and Josh Allen and the defense has really stepped it up. Then next up, you got the Lions and the 49ers in the NFC Championship game. The Lions, I hope the Lions win this game if this happens, but I don't think they will. Jared Goff, is still developing chemistry. The Lions have a potential to go to a Super Bowl, don't get me wrong, but the 49ers have such a great team. Brock Purdy in his second season, he's played great. And they have a good run game, Christian McCaffrey. That's why the 49ers winning this game. Final score, I got 49ers 35 and the Lions 27. And the 49ers will head to the NFC or the Super Bowl, excuse me. Then you got the Bills and the 49ers in the Super Bowl. I think this was actually my Super Bowl prediction last year of these two teams, but I got Bills 49ers in Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas. So the Bills, after a slow start, they've really developed chemistry. Stephon Diggs has been back. Von Miller hasn't had a good season, but other players in the defense have stepped up. Brock Purdy has not had a bad year at all, and they have a really good team. A lot of people think I would give this to the Bills here, but neither quarterback has played in a Super Bowl. Brock Purdy hasn't played in a Super Bowl yet. Josh Allen hasn't played in a Super Bowl yet. I think the 49ers is more a complete team. They have a better defense than the Bills. Both these teams have arguably a better. Both the 49ers and Bills have a great offense, but the 49ers have a better defense, and that's why I have the 49ers winning this game. Final score, I got 49ers 34 and the Bills 31. And your Super Bowl champion for Chris Romeo, me, is the San Francisco 49ers to win this game, or to win Super Bowl 58. This would be the 49ers' first Super Bowl win since 1980-something. And the 49ers, in the 90s, the 49ers will win their sixth Super Bowl, which would tie the Steelers and the Patriots. And yeah, I just think they have an all-around complete team. Christian McCaffrey is very good. Yep, I have San Francisco 49ers winning it, and unfortunately for the Bills, I want to pick you to win the Super Bowl, but you guys have lost 4 straight Super Bowls now, and that'll be your 5th straight Super Bowl loss. But so everybody got the 49ers beating the Bills in the Super Bowl, but who do you all have winning in the Super Bowl this year? Like, subscribe, comment on this, and before I watch The Nugget in the Office right now, I love The Office and South Park. They're very good TV shows. Just so you know that my life doesn't revolve around. Yeah, I have other hobbies other than sports. I try to, but I get busy. But anyway, like, subscribe, comment. I'm Chris Romeo, and that's Good Denver.